How do men and women rate each other, and how does that affect the amount of messages they get on dating apps? This data from OkCupid here shows the distribution between the ratings that the females get from the men and the male attractiveness distribution as rated by the woman on the right. For men rating women, we can see that it's very normally distributed, represented in the gray curve. And when women rates men, they find that almost like 30% of men are like at around the ones, and then very few and almost zero are perfect 10. But now let's take a look at how much messages they get in terms of distribution by their attractiveness. Well, for women, it's kind of have like a Richter scale effect here, where the more attractive the woman is, the more messages she gets. But what's surprising is that the most attractive woman doesn't get that many messages as much as the one who are maybe at 7 or 8. Like on this scale, she almost gets as much as a very average woman, whereas the majority at 30% of the messages are received by women that are not perfect 10. And I think this can be explained with the girl next door trope, where guys don't want someone who's intimidatingly hot, but they want someone who is cute and seems to be someone who they can take home to their moms and dads, and also a lot more approachable. And I think a lot of men are assuming that they will get rejected by 10s anyway, so they don't really shoot their shot here. Now for the men's side. So it does seem like hopes is not lost because it's a lot more equally distributed according to how attractive you are. The guy that is least attractive actually gets as much messages as a guy who is slightly above average. And the person that gets the most messages are the guy that's slightly under average a bit. And the ones that are perfect 10s, well, they seem to not be getting as much messages as we thought. One way I can explain this is that, of course, when I see a Chad or a fuckboy, I immediately assume like he's going to play me or do me dirty. So immediately I swipe left. I don't even bother talking to them. But someone who's a bit more manageable and who seems to be a nice guy, I'm more likely to message him and get to know him. And also for men, like it's not always about attractiveness. It's also about like their demeanor, their class, their education, how much money they make as well. So I think overall, like they look at the overall packages a lot more. Whereas women, attractiveness is the main indicator of dating success. And so for a very attractive woman, she gets a lot more messages than the rest of the groups. It does kind of show that men cares about attractiveness way more than women cares about attractiveness here.